Hello, beautiful. Happy Monday. Welcome to Mondays with Maury, with me, Maury Elvington of Morph, Transform Your Reality, where I help you step out of trauma and reclaim your power. I mainly help moms overcome anxiety so they can raise resilient children in this day and age. I truly believe that it's our responsibility as moms to take care of all our internal stuff so we don't have to take it out on the people we love the most. And in return, we can also show our children how to deal with those big emotions that come up to help them shape who they're going to become and not to be triggered. And this is why I want to talk about this topic, about this conversation today, because in the last 2 weeks, I've experienced a big shift with how I operate, how I think, and the awarenesses that are dropping in and coming through for me. I call them downloads, which is downloaded information that I feel like I get from a divine source, is just really shifting and going into a complete different level of consciousness. And I really want to share this with you because I feel like if you tune in and you take the next 10 or so minutes to really listen to what I'm going to share with you, it will transform your life in ways that you didn't even think is possible. So if this is the first time you're watching me live, welcome to my world. I'm so honored that you're here. If you're watching the replay, please hashtag replay so I can thank you later. And if you're watching now, thank you for being here. If from any point through this conversation you feel like what I'm saying to you can really open somebody else's eyes, can really benefit or contribute to somebody you love or care about, please share with them, because this is how we expand awareness across the globe. So I would really appreciate if you did that. So I'm going to share with you a story of something I've been dealing with, a personal story. And I like to share stories because I feel like so many times we can find ourselves in somebody else's story. And by using stories, we can connect on a different level. So if you don't know this about me, I lost my father when I was 9 years old. And as a child, I never processed that pain. And if you can just imagine what it feels like to lose a parent that you're really close with and you're really connected to, and not processing that pain, which I didn't know even. Because what I'm realizing with this work, right, is so much of what I deal with and what we process is in the subconscious brain. It's not in the conscious mind. That's why I always say that awareness is the nemesis to your subconscious. If you can get aware onto the things that are triggering you, you will completely control the outcome of your life. If you can be aware of the limiting beliefs that are running in the background, you will completely control the outcome of your life. It's when we think we don't have control. It's when we believe that things just happen to us. When we think that we are stuck in a situation because we're doomed or we're not good enough. When we let go of the need to be aware of what's actually going on, that's when we lose control of what we're creating. And so if you feel like you lost me with what I'm saying, it's because I am bypassing your thinking brain and I'm talking to your subconscious and I'm giving you the power to return back. So this conversation about triggers might be triggering you, and that's the goal, because I want you to start being aware to what it is that is triggering you. So last week I had a healing session with a friend, my friend Fiona. We exchange healings, and we dived into a whole new level of pain that I was carrying in my body that I wasn't even aware that was there. And the awareness of the amount of pain that I carried in my body was very overwhelming. And the biggest awareness that I had with this was that I didn't even know it was there. But what I did know was that every time I got triggered by my kids, by my partner, by my work, whatever it was that triggered me, I realized the trigger was my avoidance of the pain. And this is interesting because I always say to my children, right, if my kid comes home from school and they're talking about somebody that was bullying them, I always say, remember, a bully is someone that's really hurt inside. But I never thought about it in that way. Even though I was saying it, I never realized I was also talking about myself. You see, what I realized was that when we carry pain in our body and we're not aware of it, it gives us an excuse to be rude, to be mean, to be triggered. It's almost like a free pass. Oh, you have pain? You can be mean to somebody. That's how we have, quote unquote, the Karens of the world, right? The rude old people that unleash at you at grocery stores. Okay, it's because people are carrying the pain. The thing is, they're not aware of it. What if you can start being aware to the things that trigger you so you can stop taking out your pain on others and then inflicting pain on them? So I would like for you to play with this tool. Wait, why? Okay. Next time you feel triggered, instead of going into reflection, deflection, fighting, arguing, responding in a, mean way, or even just being passive aggressive, however it is that you deflect, stop and say, wait, what? Wait, why? And ask yourself subconsciously for a minute, why am I doing this? Where is this coming from? What is triggering me? And process the feeling, the emotion that's coming up for you. Is it being out of control? Is it being not validated? Is it feeling not enough? You'll notice that behind that trigger, there's a pain point that is activating you. And if you can tune into that pain point that's activating you and deflect it, if you can dive into it and kind of just like be aware of it and process it and be with that feeling for a minute and release it and let it go from your body, it will be amazing what shows up for you. You will be a completely different person in the world. You would be you. Because what I realized with all of this, my biggest pain point was that every time I got triggered, every time I lost my shit, every time I was feeling, out of my element, my biggest pet peeve afterward was that I wasn't being myself. I knew that when I was triggered, I wasn't being me. And I aspire to be me as much as I can. So when I've noticed that I am not being myself, that's when I had to stop and be like, okay, I need to look deeper into this. So I invite you to do the same. The holiday season is a time where a lot of people get triggered. You're around a lot of family members you're normally not around. There's a lot of money things that are coming up. There's a lot of family drama that's coming up. There's a lot of emotions that are coming up. And either way, on our planet right now, it's a very huge transition. And so I invite you to play with this tool. Wait, why? And see what shows up for you. I would love to hear from you. If you ever dealt with being triggered, what triggers you the most? What makes you, kind of lose your edge, lose your rocker, lose your shit and react. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Again, if this awoken anything inside you and you want to dig a little deeper, how about you leave me a comment and we can connect. If you want to know more about working with me one-on-one, you can message me one-on-one. I would love to connect with you and support you and help you step out of the anxiety, step out of the anger, step out of the pain, and dive and tune in and be more of who you came here to be. So you can be the mom that you want to be for your children. I hope you have a beautiful Monday. If you are on winter break like we are, I hope it's a beautiful time with your family. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week.